Welcome and thank you for joining us. You are watching Millennium News Hour and I am Tanziba Noreen. Today we have brought top and trending news from across the nation and the world. Let's begin with the headlines. Michelle Obama endorsed Harris as Democrats' best bet versus Trump. Record-breaking Zoom supporting Harris mobilizes white female voters. Harris says she won't be silent on Gaza's suffering after Netanyahu meeting. Netanyahu meets Trump for talks seeking to ease tensions. U.S. arrests Mexican drug lord El Mayo and El Chapo's son in Texas. California's largest wildfire of year grows as thousands ordered to evacuate. Brazil apologizes for post-World War II persecution of Japanese immigrants. Sabotage hits French trains hours before Olympics. Race against time to clear oil spill in Philippines as Typhoon Gaimi wreaks havoc in Asia. India's Modi says Pakistan using terrorism proxy war to stay relevant. Soccer Lloyd hails Swanson's record-breaking double in opening US win. And Canada women's soccer head coach Priestman suspended amid drone scandal. You were listening to Headlines Now News in detail. Former President Barack Obama and his wife Michelle endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris for president on Friday. This support comes as top Democrats rally behind Harris against Republican Donald Trump for the November 5 election. The endorsement follows President Joe Biden's decision to drop his re-election bid due to rising opposition within his party. Recent polls show Harris starting to narrow Trump's lead. In a call shared by the campaign, Obama said, "Michelle and I couldn't be prouder to endorse you and to do everything we can to get you through this election and into the Oval Office." Michelle Obama added, "This is going to be historic." Harris, smiling, thanked them and said, "Thank you both. It means so much and we're gonna have some fun with this too." If elected, Harris would be the first black woman and first Asian American president. The Obamas remain popular in the Democratic Party. Their support could boost Harris' campaign and fundraising. The party quickly united behind Harris, who secured enough delegates on Monday to be the nominee. Over 160,000 white women joined a virtual call on Thursday to support Kamala Harris, raising nearly $2 million for her campaign. This record-breaking Zoom meeting follows a similar successful event aimed at black women voters. Harris, who could become the first female black and South Asian president, has gained momentum since Joe Biden announced he wouldn't seek re-election. The campaign's virtual flyer urged white women who often vote Republican to support Harris. The white women answered the call event set a world record with 164,000 participants. It was inspired by a Sunday call organized by Win with Black Women, which had 44,000 participants and raised over $1.5 million for Harris. Shannon Words, a gun control activist, organized Thursday's event. Speakers included actor Connie Britton, soccer star Megan Rapinoe, Representative Lizzie Fletcher, and musician Pink. Historically, most white women have voted Republican, including 52% for Trump in 2016 and a majority again in 2020. Watts and others hope this trend will change in the upcoming election. Vice President Kamala Harris vowed not to stay silent about the suffering in Gaza, highlighting the plight of Palestinians while balancing her stance on the conflict that divides her Democratic Party. After meeting Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu in Washington on Thursday, Harris reaffirmed her commitment to Israel's security but noted the devastating impact on Gaza's civilians. Far too many innocent people have been killed. The images of dead children and desperate, hungry people fleeing are heartbreaking, she said. We cannot look away. I will not be silent. Harris urged Netanyahu to accept a US-backed ceasefire aiming to end the war while ensuring Israel's security and Palestinian rights. She condemned Hamas as a brutal terrorist organization and stressed her support for Israel's right to defend itself. She also mentioned American hostages held by Hamas, pledging efforts to bring them home. Addressing the conflict's complexity, Harris called for a nuanced understanding, contrasting with President Biden's more reserved approach. Biden's Gaza policy has caused tension within the Democratic Party and among Muslim Americans, especially in key swing states like Michigan. Harris's strong remarks on Palestinian suffering stand out against Biden's quieter efforts. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu visited former US President Donald Trump at Trump's Florida resort on Friday. This meeting aimed to ease tensions between the two leaders, who had a strong alliance during Trump's presidency. Netanyahu met Trump, the Republican nominee for the 2024 election, a day after meeting Democratic President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, who is running against Trump in the November 5 election. Netanyahu adjusted his U.S. schedule to meet Trump, arriving in Palm Beach early on Friday. Polls show Harris and Trump in a tight race, prompting leaders like Netanyahu to balance their interactions with the U.S. Harris, during her talks with Netanyahu, emphasized her concerns about the humanitarian crisis in Gaza, stating, "I will not be silent." She also stressed that while Israel has the right to defend itself, its actions matter. Israeli officials criticized Harris for suggesting the war should end. In a Fox News interview, Trump called for a quick end to the war and the return of hostages held by Hamas. He also commented on Israel's need to manage its public relations better. Trump criticized Democrats who boycotted Netanyahu's recent speech to Congress, expressing concern over civilian deaths in Gaza. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Mexican drug kingpin Ismael El Mayo Zambada and Joaquin El Chapo Guzman's son, Joaquin Guzman Lopez, were arrested in El Paso, Texas on Thursday. This major success for U.S. authorities could change the Mexican criminal scene. Zambada, a co-founder of the Sinaloa cartel, and Guzman Lopez face charges in the U.S. for trafficking large amounts of drugs, including fentanyl, which is a leading cause of death for young Americans. Zambada, in his 70s, and Guzman Lopez, in his 30s, were detained after landing in a private plane. Guzman Lopez is one of 4 sons of El Chapo, known as Los Chapitos. His brother, Ovidio Guzman, was arrested last year and extradited to the U.S. The Sinaloa cartel, a major fentanyl supplier to the U.S., has long been targeted by authorities. U.S. Attorney General Merrick Garland confirmed the arrests, noting their roles in the cartel's operations. Zambada had a $15 million reward for his capture, while Guzman Lopez had a $5 million bounty. Their arrests could lead to violence and instability within the cartel. The FBI and Homeland Security investigations conducted the joint operation. The largest wildfire in California this year grew overnight, keeping thousands of residents under evacuation orders on Friday. Known as the Park Fire, it burned over 160,000 acres in Butte and Tehama counties within 2 days and was only 3% contained by Friday morning. Local officials reported 2 minor injuries and numerous destroyed structures. Videos showed flames engulfing landscapes, homes, and cars as people rushed to escape. The fire started on Wednesday, and a 42-year-old man was arrested for allegedly starting it by pushing a burning car into a gully. Fire Chief Garrett Sutherland said dry fuels, hot weather, low humidity, and wind made the fire hard to control. Evacuation orders affected about 4,000 residents, including those in Cohasset, Forest Ranch, and Northeast Chico. Over 1,000 personnel worked to contain the fire. Sheriff Corey Hania expressed frustration, noting the fire's human cause. Firefighters across North America were also battling wildfires in Washington, Oregon, and Canada during record-breaking heat waves. The Turkey Fire in Oregon, which began on July 17, was 20% contained by Thursday night and had burned over 280,000 acres. On Friday, a firefighting plane went missing while assisting with the Falls Fire near Seneca in the Malheur National Forest. Now it's time for global updates. The Brazilian government apologized on Thursday for human rights violations against Japanese immigrants after World War II. I apologize on behalf of the Brazilian state for the persecution your ancestors suffered, including barbarities, atrocities, cruelties, tortures, prejudice, ignorance, xenophobia, and racism, said Enéa Dias Almeida, president of the Amnesty Commission. This advisory board, part of Brazil's Ministry of Human Rights, handles amnesty and reparation requests. The apology was approved in a session in Brasilia, attended by government officials and prominent Japanese community members. Flags of both countries were displayed. A report by the Amnesty Commission revealed that 172 Japanese immigrants were sent to a concentration camp off Sao Paulo's coast, where they were mistreated and tortured from 1946 to 1948. The documents clearly show political persecution and justify the declaration of political amnesty for the Japanese community and their descendants, said Vandedevi Fernandes de Oliveira, the Commission's rapporteur. The Okinawa Kenjin of Brazil Association filed the reparation request in 2015, citing mistreatment and discrimination after World War II began. Brazil joined the Allies in 1942, cut ties with Japan, and confiscated Japanese-owned properties. Immigrants were banned from gathering or speaking Japanese publicly. Mario Jun Okuhara, who documented the persecution, said his ancestors were imprisoned, tortured, and accused of being spies and saboteurs. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events. Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science-related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your feed. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. You are watching latest global updates. Saboteurs targeted France's TGV high-speed train network early Friday, causing major travel disruptions just as Paris prepared for the Olympics opening ceremony. The attacks damaged signal substations and cables across several major routes, including those connecting Paris with Lille, Bordeaux, and Strasbourg. Another attack on the Paris-Marseille line was stopped before it could cause harm. No group immediately claimed responsibility for the sabotage. Earlier suspicions fell on leftist militants or environmental activists, but there was no concrete evidence. The Paris prosecutor's office took charge of the investigation, with the anti-terrorist unit leading the effort. Prime Minister Gabriel Attal said the operation showed a deep understanding of the rail network but declined to speculate on the perpetrators. The attacks heightened security concerns ahead of the Olympics, with 45,000 police, 10,000 soldiers, and 2,000 private security agents deployed. The disruptions left hundreds of thousands stranded and affected Eurostar and Deutsche Bahn services. Repairs were underway, but travel was expected to remain severely disrupted through the weekend. The attacks cast a shadow over what was meant to be a grand Olympic opening. The Philippines is on high alert as it deals with a major oil spill near its capital, Manila. The oil spill began when the MT Terra Nova, a large tanker carrying 370,000 gallons of industrial fuel, sank early Thursday. The ship went down just a few miles from the shore of Lime Button after hitting rough seas. The ship's crew attempted to return to port but failed, resulting in one death and 16 crew members being rescued. The Coast Guard is working hard to manage the situation, fearing that the oil leak, which is already spreading over 2 miles, could worsen. The tanker's cargo hold could potentially burst, leading to a massive spill of fuel into the bay and threatening Manila's coast. This could cause severe damage to the marine environment and local tourism. The capital's shoreline, which includes major ports, the U.S. Embassy, and numerous hotels and restaurants, is at risk. The area, home to 13 million people, is already dealing with heavy monsoon rains and flooding caused by Typhoon Gaimi. The storm has led to significant disruptions, including flight cancellations, closed schools, and landslides, with at least 34 people reported dead and over 1 million displaced. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said on Friday that Pakistan is trying to gain attention through terrorism and proxy war, but these tactics will never succeed. Modi's comments came during an event marking the 25th anniversary of the Kargil conflict, a brief but intense military clash between India and Pakistan in the Himalayan region. India accuses Pakistan of supporting militants in Kashmir, a region both countries claim but only partly control. Modi criticized Pakistan for its failure to achieve its goals through such actions and vowed that India's forces would effectively respond to any threats. Pakistan has denied these accusations, stating that it only offers moral and diplomatic support to Kashmiris seeking self-determination. In response, Pakistan's foreign ministry affirmed its readiness to defend its sovereignty while also striving for peace in the region. Tensions between the two countries have been high, especially since India revoked Kashmir's special status in 2019, leading to a series of militant attacks and deteriorated diplomatic relations. We will be back after a short break. Till then, stay with us. This world continuously revolving around various events Every minute, every second, something is happening somewhere around the globe, and you want to get connected to that event or to that specific moment. Here we come, Millennium News Hour, to get you connected with top USA and international trending news, which includes local news, political news, world news, business news, health and science related news, entertainment news, sports news, and so on. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for OLED TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with Millennium News Hour to get the world news on your fist. Welcome back to Millennium News Hour. Now it's time for business news. Today's New York stock close price is 18,564.48. The NYSE Composite is increased by 220.02 points or 1.20%. Tokyo stock close price is 37,667.41. The Nikkei 225 index decreased by 202.10 points or 0.53%. Shanghai stock close price is 2,890.90. The Shanghai index is increased by 4.16 points or 0.14%. Hong Kong stock close price is 17,021.31. The Hang Seng index is increased by 16.34 points or 0.10%. Bombay stock close price is 81,332.72. The Sensex index is increased by 1,292.92 points or 1.62%. Let's have a look on today's sports stories. In a standout performance during the Group B opener at the Paris Olympics, Mallory Swanson scored twice in just 66 seconds, setting a new US record for the fastest double. The forward, who missed last year's World Cup due to a knee injury, showcased her scoring prowess by netting 2 goals after Trinity Rodman's opening strike in Nice. Swanson's second goal came shortly after the US regained possession, surpassing Carly Lloyd's record from the 2015 World Cup final. Not an easy journey for her, but she has been resilient and persevered through it all. Still has a lot more in her ceiling. Proud of her, Lloyd wrote on X. New US coach Emma Hayes also marked her first competitive win with the team. She praised the team's strong start, saying, "The first part of the first half was exceptional. To come out the way we did, the intention, the intensity, the decision making, the execution should have been at least 5 goals at halftime." The US team is eager to bounce back from their disappointing World Cup exit last year, aiming to carry their winning form into their next match against Germany in Marseille on Sunday. Germany started strong with a 3-0 win over Australia. Hayes noted some areas for improvement but remained optimistic about addressing them. The Canadian Olympic Committee removed head coach Bev Priestman on Thursday after she was suspended by Canada Soccer over a drone spying scandal. This issue has brought unwanted attention to the 2020 Olympic gold medalists. Assistant coach Andy Spence will lead the team for the rest of the Paris Olympics. Canada Soccer CEO Kevin Blue said new information about past drone use against opponents came to light, prompting the suspension of Priestman. This decision is based on these new revelations, and we will continue with our independent external review, Blue said in a statement. Canada won their opening match against New Zealand 2-1 on Thursday. Priestman, who was suspended following the scandal, did not participate in the game. The controversy began when a drone operated by Canada's soccer staff disrupted New Zealand's training session just before the match. Priestman apologized to New Zealand's players, taking full responsibility for the incident. This does not represent our team's values, she said. FIFA has started disciplinary proceedings against Canada Soccer, Priestman, and 2 other staff members who were removed from the Olympics. Canada Soccer announced it will review the drone incident and its competitive ethics. The organization has not yet commented further. Let's have a look on today's weather forecast. Before finishing today's news, let's hear out the headlines again. Barack Michelle Obama endorsed Harris as Democrats' best bet versus Trump. Record-breaking Zoom supporting Harris mobilizes white female voters. Harris says she won't be silent on Gaza's suffering after Netanyahu meeting. Netanyahu meets Trump for talks seeking to ease tensions. U.S. arrests Mexican drug lord El Mayo and El Chapo's son in Texas. California's largest wildfire of year grows as thousands ordered to evacuate. Brazil apologizes for post-World War II persecution of Japanese immigrants. Sabotage hits French trains hours before Olympics. Race against time to clear oil spill in Philippines as Typhoon Gaimi wreaks havoc in Asia. India's Modi says Pakistan using terrorism proxy war to stay relevant. Soccer Lloyd hails Swanson's record-breaking double in opening US win. And Canada women's soccer head coach Priestman suspended amid drone scandal. That's all for today. Keep watching Millennium News Hour for latest news update. To stay updated, like our Facebook page, subscribe our YouTube channel and visit our websites. Our website addresses are www.millenniumnews24.com and www.millenniumtv24.com. Millennium News 24 is transmitted and available to be watched free for all at TVs such as Sony, Samsung, LG, Roku TV, Amazon TV, and Apple TV, and also in all European countries and Australia available with the Sky Network, Worldwide Jago TV, Radiant IPTV, Worldwide Jago BD Network, and Horizon Satellite globally. Stay connected with us for all the latest news worldwide. Thank you.